There are many threats that keep Homeland Security officials up at night. Among them are weapons of mass destruction, cyber attacks, pandemics, natural disasters, humans and weapons trafficking, Al-Qaeda, global religious extremism, and small-scale terrorism. Particularly, the weapons of mass destruction are concerning because they can deal a massive and unrecoverable blow to the physical and psychological state of a society. The United States needs to maintain a strong nuclear deterrent to discourage the malicious and unfriendly actors from thinking about using those weapons of mass destruction against our homeland. These weapons of mass destruction can be nuclear, radiological, chemical, biological, or any other malicious device intended to harm a large group of people in this and other countries. If these weapons fall into the wrong hands, from that point, the risk of all-out nuclear war or otherwise skyrockets. To tackle this, put simply, we need to strengthen our defense by increasing proper intelligence, securing our borders, and investing in proper equipment. As Homeland Security threats evolve, we must evolve with them. That's why the United States must invest in research and development efforts to develop new equipment to detect smuggled materials or smuggled weapons that may pose a threat to the American population. While border control is important, it must also be necessary to operate abroad and stamp out radical extremism in faraway shores. For example, after 9/11, we had to put boots on the ground in Afghanistan to fight the Taliban and to support radical extremism. While I am not for troop deployments unless it is absolutely necessary, rooting out radical extremists that directly pose a threat to our homeland is a valid reason to deploy troops to foreign nations which voluntarily harbor that threat. While the physical threats are still here, we must evolve to face new threats. Cyber attacks are becoming a top concern amongst national security officials, with the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency asserting that because we are more interconnected today than ever before in human history, there are new risks for cyber theft, abuse, and fraud. These can be perpetrated in the presence of security breaches, phishing, malware, password attacks, distributed denial of service, man-in-the-middle attacks, drive-by downloads, maladvertising, and rogue software. Cybersecurity is the protection of interconnected systems like hardware, data, and software from these cyber attacks. What the U.S. government needs to do is invest increasingly more in the implementation of end-user and system protections to defend critical infrastructure such as voting systems and public informational databases from unauthorized modification, unauthorized deletion, and unauthorized access in the first place. Government and other critical systems need to practice the 3 pillars of security to be protected against cyber terrorism. These 3 pillars include confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Firstly, for confidentiality, the government needs to ensure that there are adequate defenses to counter potential attempts to crack encrypted data. Defenses against man-in-the-middle attacks tighten command chains to limit risk of data leakage or unauthorized copying and disbursement of sensitive data, as well as protections against the installation of software. Secondly, to practice integrity, the government needs to ensure the protection against malicious attempts to access sensitive servers as well as unauthorized scans of sensitive databases. Finally, with availability, the government needs to protect key power supplies from potential malicious disruptions.